I used to love GoPro. In the past, I owned the Hero 5 or 6, the Hero 10, and then finally the Hero 11, which became my favourite vlogging setup until the DJI Osmo Action 4 came along and made everything convenient and simple, which is why I pretty much jumped ship. So here I am with the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, and on paper it looks pretty awesome. 1-inch sensor, 8K 60, 8K 30 open gate, 10-bit log, high bit rate of 240 megabits per second, and loads of other specs. And from what I've shot so far, the footage looks great, at times similar to the DJI Action 6, but at other times you can see the differences. I will tell you soon which one is which, by the way. I just like to do this so that you can have a look at the footage without having any biases based on having a preference for one brand over another. But in using the Mission 1 Pro these past few days, I was genuinely curious if it could tempt me back to GoPro. And by the end of this video, I will tell you whether I'm going to be sticking with DJI or going back over to GoPro, especially since it seems GoPro will have a set of wireless mics that will pair directly to the camera, which is one of the biggest conveniences of the DJI ecosystem, which made me ditch GoPro a few years back. If GoPro does move to a proper ecosystem, things are going to get very interesting. But here's the thing, the Mission 1 Pro is a lot more expensive than the Action 6 when you look at what you get with the Action 6 Adventure combo, which is pretty much everything you need for a full day of filming. Camera, extension rod, 3 batteries and a case, plus 2 of the magnetic quick release mounts, 2 thumb screws, curved adhesive mount, and a USB-C cable, all for, at the time of shooting this video, £465. Compare that to the Mission 1 Pro. I bought it for £600, and in the box I got the camera, just 1 battery, a removable lens hood, a curved adhesive mount, 1 thumb screw, and a USB-C cable, so a lot less. And look, if you base this off of footage alone, it is so close most of the time that the Action 6 is a complete steal against the Mission 1 Pro. But sometimes features do outweigh the extras you get in a box, especially if you don't need all those features. And in that respect, it is very much a case-by-case basis, and only you can really make that call for yourself. Before I jump into features and quality, let me first just tell you which camera is which. So camera 1 is the Action 6 and camera 2 is the Mission 1 Pro. And if you saw my Instagram reel the other day, this is also the case for that comparison as well. Camera 1, the Action 6, camera 2, the Mission 1 Pro. In the poll I did on Instagram, it was pretty close based on what people preferred the look of. Now, based on this footage that you've seen in this video so far, was the outcome of camera 1 and 2 what you were hoping for? Drop a comment. Now, when I started using the Mission 1 Pro and I switched it over into 8K open gate, I knew from that moment that if I did continue to use the Mission 1 Pro, that I would completely be filming in the 4:3 aspect ratio and not filming in 16:9 at all. The Action 6 has a full square sensor, so it gives you a little bit more height than what the GoPro gives you. However, while the extra height of the Action 6 sensor is useful, being able to shoot open gate in 8K on the Mission 1 Pro is really awesome when you want to actually render in 4K and then zoom your footage in for a very clean image. Will most people care about that slight difference? Maybe not, but it is definitely something that I do appreciate. Also, because the Mission 1 Pro has a bigger sensor, you can see a bump in the quality between it and the Action 6 when you move from a well-lit scene into a dimly lit scene. There's less noise and the image just looks a little bit cleaner. However, the Action 6 doesn't look bad. I wouldn't say it looks bad. Up until now, I've always said that if you need to shoot in low light and you need an action camera, the Action 6 does the best job out there. But with the Mission 1 Pro here, that might not necessarily be the case now. So I've got both cameras here. The GoPro Mission 1 Pro is shooting in its low light mode. The Action 6 is shooting in super night mode. They're both in 4K 16:9 aspect ratio. However, the GoPro can shoot open gate in its low light mode, whereas the Action 6 cannot shoot open gate in its super night mode. So that's something worth noting. However, the Action 6 can adjust the aperture, so you can drop the aperture down to f2.0, whereas with the GoPro it's a complete fixed aperture on the camera. There's no adjustable aperture, variable aperture, so it's set at f2.8. However, the GoPro does have a 1-inch sensor, so this is why I'm very intrigued to see what the footage is going to look like in low light. So yeah, they're the settings, and the audio that you're hearing is coming directly from both of the cameras, inbuilt microphones, so no wireless mic connected. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea of how the footage is looking in low light in their super night mode. In terms of image quality in daylight, so like now, it is so close between these two cameras. But what I will say is that sometimes I do prefer how the Action 6 looks, and then sometimes I prefer how the Mission 1 Pro looks. And this is all just footage straight from the cameras in the standard and normal colour profiles. But I think in general, I do lean more towards the footage from the Mission 1 Pro as a preference. And like I said, all this footage is straight out of the cameras. And with the Mission 1 Pro, I don't feel like I need to really adjust the standard colour too much, unlike the Action 6, where I would normally add my tone boost LUT to get a richer image. I haven't done that in this video though, because I wanted you to get a true sense of what the footage looked like coming straight from the cameras. So neither of the cameras have any adjustments to the footage. It is straight up as I've just pressed record, and the footage just comes straight from the camera as it is. Now, in terms of a log profile, they both have log, they both shoot in 10-bit, and with the Mission 1 Pro, you're shooting in GP log 2, and the Action 6 shoots in D log M. And again, between the two, the footage looks very good. There's one thing that has been annoying me with the GoPro, and that comes down to the Quick app. It is so slow, painfully slow at times, especially for transferring footage from the camera to your phone while you're on the go. I've even had it where it's lost connection between the camera and the app whilst it's been transferring the footage, which is incredibly frustrating. If you have no use for transferring your footage to your phone, then this is not going to be a problem for you. But if that is quite a big part of your workflow, then it is just something to really consider. The DJI Mimo app is just so much smoother and quicker to use. Even previewing the footage from the Mission 1 Pro on the Quick app takes a while. So I just want to run through a few differences that might actually be important to you between these two cameras. The Action 6 can shoot 1080p, 240 FPS slow motion, but the Mission 1 Pro can shoot super slow motion at 1080p, 960 FPS. I personally have no use for 960 FPS right now, but I can definitely appreciate that there are people out there, based on what they film, that would be quite an awesome feature for them to have. The other thing is subject tracking, because both of these cameras have this feature, and it essentially allows you to stay locked in the center of the frame if you move around. However, the Action 6 is capped at a 2.7K resolution, whereas the Mission 1 Pro can do this all the way up to 8K and in open gate, which is pretty damn good. In terms of the subject tracking, the Action 6 will not shoot in D log M with subject tracking, whereas the GoPro shoots 8K GP log 2 in its tracking mode. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Now, if there's one feature that I absolutely love about DJI's newest cameras, it's internal storage. The Action 6 obviously has this, the GoPro Mission 1 Pro doesn't. And honestly, this is one of those features that I truly appreciate more than I thought I would. Because I have at times forgotten to put my SD card back into my camera, or I've been out and I've needed to use the card from one camera in another camera, and having the internal storage has just been incredibly useful and a bit of a lifesaver. I really do wish the Mission 1 Pro had this, but at the same time, it wouldn't stop me from using the camera. And in fact, it did make me take a whole bunch of SD cards and put them in random places, so in different bags. I've got a couple in my car here, so I should be good if I do ever forget to put an SD card in my bag. They're just everywhere. Much like my lip seal, I have one in pretty much every bag and everywhere around the house. I also want to say that I have dropped a link in the description to the card that I use, because having a decent high-speed card is incredibly important for getting smooth footage without dropped frames when you're shooting in higher resolutions, especially 8K. If you use a crappy card, you really do run the risk of your recording just abruptly stopping, or your footage just becoming choppy because it can't keep up with the right speeds. So very important to have a decent memory card. It's so windy right now, and none of them have external microphones at the moment, even though the Action 6 does have. You could use your wireless mic. I don't have it connected because I just want you to hear what the audio sounds like directly from both of the cameras. So this is the GoPro Mission 1 Pro and the Action 6, and they both have wind noise reduction on. So the Action 6 has it set to standard, and then the GoPro has it set to just on. There's another difference that you'll notice between the two cameras. The Action 6 is slightly smaller in size and also weighs a little less. To a lot of people that might actually not be a big deal, and if you're vlogging for example and you just got the camera on a extension rod, it's not necessarily a huge deal. But if you mount your camera for example to a helmet, then you'll probably notice that extra little bit of weight. So it's just something that's worth considering if you are thinking of using either of these cameras to mount on your helmet. Plus, the front screen on the Action 6 is fully interactive, meaning you can change settings easily without having to flip the camera around. And that's not true of the Mission 1 Pro, where the front screen is really just there to monitor your footage. But the question now is, what would I choose if I was trying to decide between the Action 6 and the Mission 1 Pro? Ecosystem is a very big deal for me because convenience wins out of everything when I'm filming and I don't want to have to faff around, which is where the Action 6 kind of makes sense out of these two cameras at the moment. Batteries are cross-compatible, you have the wireless mic system that doesn't require extra bits, and I've said before that the DJI ecosystem is really one that's hard to beat or leave. But with GoPro soon to release their own wireless mic, that really does have me interested. The only downside is the full ecosystem. If I was using the GoPro Max 2, the 360 camera, alongside this Mission 1 Pro, I'd be carrying different batteries and dealing with a less convenient audio setup. For me, that's just more faffing around. Having said that, if all I needed was a camera to throw in my bag and film a climb with no talking to the camera, I'd probably reach for the Mission 1 Pro over the Action 6 because I just preferred the footage, the look of the footage that little bit more than the Action 6's footage. But that's only one scenario. The bigger question is what else you own and whether you're likely to add more cameras to your setup in the future, because that's where an ecosystem, or lack thereof, starts to matter a lot more. So which one are you thinking of getting? Drop us a comment and let us know why, and I'll see you on the next video.